Welcome back to Timberborn and our series 3 playthrough, where we are on the Antique and we are in hard mode. So everything doesn't want to go as we expect it. We are still in our drought cycle, I should say. I've got this. Well, I will do when they're. It should be not paused because it's only 2 days. So come on, pull your fingers out, guys. Get that done for me. I've opened up that just in case I'm a bit worried about it. I'm not going to tap it off. I'm not going to do anything with it at this precise moment. This will obviously then make this. I mean, obviously, then the mine's available if I really want the mine then. But I haven't had the pleasure of having to fiddle with the mine yet. I'll say that loosely. Pleasure. As we know what the mines can be, and be a nightmare. Almost, I've got everything ready in place for when the water comes back for this. I've just got to rock. Oh, I better, because I can't reach it, can I don't think. That's why they're not picking that up. I've just got to take down this now. Obviously, I can't do it from here because I've blocked off this section here. So it's going to come run through here, fill up there. That'll give us a bit more water around. That should do something of this. Now, I may put a load of stuff to heighten this up to the same height as a 2. That way, I can then plant and clear them and replant them higher up and get that irrigated. Obviously, we've got a problem here. Later on, once this is all figured itself out, once the water's come back, we've got 1 day. We've got a depth sensor that I put in later in the last episode. We can see it's at 2.2, and we want it up to 4.8, and we've got it on green because it means on green. You could say on red, but there's no off colour. It's something I said in the previous episode. Typical programmers, being an ex-programmer at the moment myself, is we give you a hexadecimal, but we don't give you an off and an on. We give you one for the on, but not for the off. Never mind. That was questionable. I don't know who decided that, but I would have rather said, well, I don't really care about being able to do the individual colour. I'd like to be able to actually have a colour for turning it on, saying these are the ons and these are the offs. So normally, if it's important or it's, it's green when it's green when it's off and red when it's on, maybe, or the other way, you can have that, but you can't do that. It's just a dark colour, like what we've got. Let me show you. Apologies for that. Like that. There's no way to change this at all. Well, you can do the same thing here, but it goes white, and that's it. That's exactly the same as the other one. So it's slightly disappointing there. When we select them, you can tell that it's got influence of these. That's what that means. That bluish colour. I suppose it's the offish colour. That's what that colour is to that. Maybe. I still want to work out how to do these relay things. And see how I progress and do that. But we are... remember, this was obviously started before the Timberborn 1 came out. Oh, look at this now. We're all up and running on this. So they could actually... yeah, they can actually cut all this now. Which they are. They're not really cutting this, though. For cutting. And it is... well, it is for cutting. Oh, that should be for cutting as well. Mac cutting. It's alright. The waters are going to come back. We're going to get the water coming in. Once this starts... It does take a considerable amount of time to be able to fill this up, and obviously, I don't want to blast it up straight away. I want enough water to be filled up first, before I even get down to that scenario. I'm going to do a bit more land here, because it makes sense, because there's quite a lot of land here I could use. I haven't decided when I'm going to move this back at the moment, but we could enable these and get these at least building. Unfortunately we only get 2 in. We get 3 in the folktales of food. There's quite a few things that I think are a lot more beneficial in the folktales than they are in the Iron Teeth, and one's the water as well. It's terrible. You can only get like a 1 in the water on here. I'm going to blast this up now. Might as well. No, that's the wrong one. That's the right one. And send this. And that'll obviously send our water out. And keep flowing. And we should start to see a lot more irrigation in here. And like I said, I'll sort all this out. All this wood needs to be emptied. The reason why is if I'm gonna sort this out. I could build this now, couldn't I? Let's build the tube. I've got gears, I've got planks, I've got metal blocks. I'm not too bad at metal blocks actually. It's the gears I haven't got. Probably because I turned them off. So let's turn them back on again. I don't know whether they'll go. Yes, they will go. We've got enough. We've got the vacancies. The vacancies is only 8 to be honest. It's gone right way high. Then I'll now what I'll do is I'll automate this. Get off. Automate depth sensor. Yeah. If it's on that, then do that. Right, you're turning on then. Do I have to turn you on and then you turn off? Maybe. You want to be the depth sensor. You want to be the depth sensor. So you're on because you're under that. What? Oh, don't say what the hell. Oh, that's only the depth sensor though. That won't turn things up. There's no way. Like we get here. I know we don't get it on there. No, wait a minute. Did I select that? Did I select? No, I selected the depth sensor. No, it doesn't. Maybe it turns off then. I don't know. We'll find out. Because obviously if this doesn't work, I would have to work out how the depth sensor works to turn something on to turn something off. Well, it would make sense that it would pause it, wouldn't it? But let's not go with that. Oh, I've got this build. It doesn't do anything as of yet. But we could start to put this in. I didn't. I did that as a. I should have done that as a 3, shouldn't I? Let's get rid of this. Done that as a 3. That would then go through there. That obviously goes right the way up there. Now here's where the problem starts. I can't get up there to actually build some of this infrastructure. Ew. Bugger. Oh, I didn't check this, did I? Oh, it's working. So we're alright then. Shibi goes off the map. she be not coming in here anymore. Go forth and don't multiply. I'm gonna get rid of them. Don't want them. I don't want that. Don't want that. So I've got a mine. I've got a mine available now. Don't have to worry. Probably didn't need to take them out, but you know, it is what it is. In, shake-a-diddy oldie bout. I'll do but I won't build them. I'm just going to just copy and duplicate. That's better. Because I said, oh well, I said I was going to have there, didn't I? I'm going to pause these. Not that it makes any difference. I think that's, yeah, that's relatively in line with that. And then we're going to have a line. That's our a lean. Plant crops. Soya beans. Let's do a plantaroony. Plantaroony. You may not know where the Rooney things comes from. It's one. It used to be a. It's retired now. But it used to be one of our play for Manchester United and play for Everton, if you remember right. And Mr. Wayne Rooney. Excellent footballer. So, I suppose what I could do to get around this problem, if I do that, and then I can get access to this. But I'm going to have to do it a different way though, aren't I? And then I'm going to have to take this down before I build the damn thing. Because that way will be there, then there. I need to be up here to what I'm saying is I need to be up here to actually build it. Whether I want to go that far or whether I want to blast that one down. I might just blast that one down so it's a bit flat. I don't particularly care about the aesthetics of the old whatever the hell it is. Castle, obviously it's a castle, isn't it? That would be a line. Now then we're on our, you know, we can do something with this now. Couple of options. You could fill this mass in here, or at least, you know, make it, or at least do a tunnel maybe, and do it that way. Maybe, I don't know. Obviously, that's a huge amount of, but the trouble is, as you can see, it's not getting all the water in there, primarily because of the height of the land. It's too high. This is, because it's not getting in there because obviously that's bad water, but that is what it is. Now, let's. We know when does it? What does it come under? I think does it come under this? This is where it comes from. Subway. Oh, I've done a thing there, haven't I? Oh, is that? Have I got that the wrong one? I've got that the wrong one around, haven't I? I've just realised that. I've got that the wrong way around. I hadn't even realised before. I didn't realise I got it the wrong way around. Well, that's a bit of yes, never mind. I went, well, that doesn't, how the hell? Because I assumed that the arrows were the to think that we were going in, but they're not either. It's the other way around. And I'm not doing it to walk. Yep. Never mind. The slight... Well, it's not really an issue. Let's get... we'll do a right again, for obvious reasons. Although, actually, I don't need to do that. No. We'll do it a different way. As soon as I've already got the platforms, let's be... walking. No, it's path. I was getting just like, which one is it? Which is coming? So, this is why I got confused. Is that arrow is actually how they get in, not what I thought. Although there's a slight issue, is that can't be used. That can't be used. That can't be used. It can be used, but not how I'm doing it. Let's just get rid of everything that we don't want. This is everything. We don't want that. So that can go. I don't even want this, I don't think. No, I don't even want this either. I don't want this either. Do I want to... No, I don't want that. I'll get rid of that. Put that in. I get rid of that. Put that in. Then we'll have this... Then we'll have the stairs. That looks... I was sort of right, if you look at it, but I was wrong. I turn it backwards. Never mind. And this will be our tunnel of goodness to there. It can do, but it's going to cost 1 metal block and 2 planks. Wow, what the hell is a plank? It's a tube. Where does tube use a plank? Won't it be just metal? Yeah, anyway. Or at least use a slab of something. Stone. I think we have stone. The reason why I'm doing this is because then I can now... It may appear to slice that down and do a nice straight line to that instead of having it jagged in. I like that idea. That will be the... That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. It's going to have to be a 4, but obviously we don't have a... we don't have a piece that goes like that. Let me taking that down. So I need a double walkway. I need the one for the actual tubing system, and I need the one for me actually to walk. Tubes. This is a vertical. And that now is... That would go there. Oh, that's very good. That would go there. The reason why is now the water you need to use this. They should, theoretically, eventually be able to use that. Go on, boys. Get rid of this. Thank you very much. That's nice and kind of you. That'll allow us to do the tube, and then that'll be the end of it. I won't need the... I need to... Well, how the hell am I going to fill? They'll fill it. I'm going to have to fill it backwards. Actually, I could do this. If I can get it in there, thank you very much. Get it in. Drought again. Oh, did that work then? Yeah, it is working. But the problem being is how do I connect it with weather? In other words, when there's a drought, I want to turn it off. I want to override that mechanism. So that does actually work. I wonder, do you know something? I'm wondering, when we were doing the thingies and I was looking, I was wondering whether this is the thing. Sends a signal based on the weather. Is that classed as the weather? For example, when the weather says we're in a drought, it should be off. No, actually, when it's a drought or a bad water, it should be off. The only time it should be on is when it... Yeah, I wonder if that's the one. It may not be. I don't know, actually. Interesting. You see what I mean? By trying to work out all these different parts, I couldn't work out at the time what the weather would be used for. But it's sort of... I quite like that. I actually quite like that. I think that's cool. Now we do these verticals. Verticals. It's path. Things, come on. It's a path. Right, that can be done. I think I can't go over that, obviously. So we need to mark that as got rid of. The reason why is I want to be able to fill this in, but I also want to be able to walk over there when I need to walk over there. Which is obviously I haven't got all this filled in yet. Now I can now ditch this. I'm gonna have to do that though because it's not gonna work because it wouldn't be a. This is it's a bit more restrict this version 1 on pathing than I think the under one was because we had some problems with the pathing. I should put some things in there and fix that one, but it doesn't matter. We're all alright here. We know we're all alright because that's just in the ground now. Interesting. I've just got this weird idea, but it's really weird. But whether it would be a good idea or not. I was just thinking to put this straight over the top, but actually straight over here. I was saying that though, I said, I don't know whether you can actually. I wonder if you can actually build. Well, we know the... Ooh. Ooh. I sound like Frankie Howard then. Again, if you sorry if you don't know who Frankie Howard is, he was an old oh god, I don't know whether they class him as a comedian. He did do films and that, Frankie Howard. In fact, actually, strangely enough, his house that he used to own isn't actually that far away from where I am. Passed it many attempts. And anyway, that's by the by. And yeah, he used to go, ooh. It's got, Now, the only trouble is I can't get down there. Well, I could. If I did some the leathers. I think we're taking shape, though. We're definitely taking shape in this game. Now, I'm not sure. You see, unfortunately, where that one is exactly where that line is. That's a bit of a... Well, I suppose I could go around the side. I don't have to have it straight, do I? But, as you well know, as well... Actually will still work. What it'll do is, it'll stop. Because it won't be able to go down right down to the bottom. These will stop because it won't be able to go down. But it doesn't really matter, does it? Unless I want to move it to here. Which may not be a bad idea. I might actually get rid of that as well. I'll have to do a copper. Well, I'm just going to do copper dam, but I don't have to do a copper dam. We were doing well, I'm saying I was doing a copper dam, but I wasn't doing it. Hey, what you got caught for? Stupid people. Get out. Get out. Get out. Stupid people. Right, don't get caught. Get that back, because actually it's metal. Metal. Right. Don't get caught again. You're getting told off. So you can see now, that's why I built this, so I can actually build the pathing system like this straight away. I just got an idea there. Could you do a cross? But no, you can't do a cross because it doesn't give you one, does it? I still don't know. This disconnects a path on demand. Ooh. Yeah, I'm doing it again. When I did this, if you remember, if you've been watching, I got rid of this here. Because I didn't want them to go through the bad water or anything. I'm wondering if it could be used for something. Say you well, you know, thinking out loud here. Say you had a path that was, and bad water was coming over it. You know, like you get in these. It's not a dike. I can't think of what it is now. Cars go, you know, the cars go through it, and it's got water, a little thing. But you say it was bad water, and you could have that automated. Let's say, I don't know why is it not like going over it? Oh, it must have to be. I must have to put it in between a path then. Anyway, and then you could automate that with something to say when bad water. That might be the weather station. When the bad water hits, turn the gate on, which would cut the path, which would mean they wouldn't be allowed to go through that path. And when it came back again, now, you'd obviously have to do some sort of sensor there. One of, let's say one of these. Because contamination sensor, because you want to know whether it's contaminated or whatever. Now, obviously, if it was water, you would do a water, you know, something like that. There's quite a lot that you can do with these things that you don't think about at the time. At least they haven't got blocked. That's good. I mean, obviously, they're having to build this as at the same time they're having to build the other part. Now, obviously, I've just realised I forgot about the ladder system here. They can go down and don't know how they managed to do that. Oh, I know how he managed to do that because it was diagonal. That's why he got caught. Because he went and did that first, and then his mate come over and filled out the thing, didn't he? Yes. I do like the tubes. I think the tubes are they're a really nice concept. But they are a pain in the ass. They're a pain in the ass because you've got to... It's zips. One that, zips out. Don't need any, you know. But as a visual thing, They're really cool. Because, like, you know, there's well, for a better word, and the zip between one and the other. I think we'll redesign this. I think we'll and then we'll get rid of this monstrosity here, and we can have it dipped in and come back up again, you know? Which would be quite nice. I'd still like to get this going, but the problem being is the old story of height. Now we know we could. I mean, what you could do is you could do a bit here and increase and increase and increase and then dump it into there. Yeah, that would work. It looks horrendous, but it would work. Now I started emptying this last time. I started emptying these out. I don't know how far I got. Not that far apparently. Oh, does this work then? Has this worked? Yes, it has worked. Look at that. Awesome. I think I'll set them to a bit higher, maybe 85. So, yeah, so we irrigated all this land. Absolutely fandabby-dozy. Somehow, we don't seem to be cutting this down. It never seems to... Well, well, the reason why we're not cutting it down is because we don't have any flipping room to cut it down. That's the Achilles heel with this. I've got so much logs. It's just unreal. Now, obviously, what might be better is to keep these cannolis here. Now, I still need to do something with this bad water situation. The problem being is where the power is. If the power was over here, you could push this out and it wouldn't be having a problem. But as the power's here, I want to tap this off now because we're losing that. We've only got so much power. And I was saying that though, we supply in 14. We need 1500, so we're not running at full speed. Well, I don't think I am. Or maybe that's a lie. The lie to me. Oh no, it's only 1300. We got 1500. What am I on about? Yeah, maybe yeah. I can deal with that. I can deal with that slight indiscretion with the things here. I'm gonna do this. Then we're gonna do. I think it'll do. Well, obviously just faster, won't it? And it looks slightly less horrendous. I wouldn't say I really like this, the look of this anyway. I think it's terrible. That's why I like these natural ones like this, because it just looks right. I'm going to have to look at them weather ones. I think that might be the... In fact, actually, we've got so much science points, so let's just dump one in. Where's the weather? Power, weather, 300. Oh, I think I can afford that. Let's just dump it. Yeah, but the weather station... What else have we got here? Speaker, no. Fireworks launch. Woo. Timer. Memory. Could do it on them instead. No, I don't think it's any of them. Chrono. Sensor signal based on the time of day. How do you want that? Power. Wants this power network parameters. That's not bad. Because you could turn something off if thingy. Pollution counter. What is various pollution housing and no. Resource. Sensor signal based on the stock level of a storage fill rate. Oh, okay. Science counter. No. I need to get a light with just an indicator. Let's. I don't think this is it. Oh, it is. so temperature reason. Why don't they just call it normal or something like that? Because this is never calls it normal. This is, you know. So bad water's bad water. Now this isn't going to work though. I can't see how that's going to work. Oh yes, it would. Because if it hits the drought and if it hits the bad water, it'll turn itself off. But then do I have to relay that? Now this might make us be able to use a relay and work it out. Does it have to relay that to that? I wonder if it does. Because for example, this. Yeah. Let's have a relay. Where's the blooming relay? Just dump it in there. It doesn't matter where it is in there. I'm just trying to work this out. It's not going to get anywhere. So what I was thinking of was when this sends anything that's this would, I assume this now would be on based on well, it's in a drought, so this would be off, and it would be off if it was in a bad water. Which then would the relay would censor that, and then if that was off, that should be off, irrespective of whether that was off. And then they would then connect to these and turn them off. Hey, I wonder if that's it. Interesting. Oh, I've got them. I don't know what to flipping do with them yet. Have I got them? Yeah, I've got them. And I'm not doing that with them. What am I not doing with them? I need some power. Here. They need some power. We've got power coming from here. I think it's because it's. I'm sure it's the not this. Well, wait a minute. Does it? Sorry about the turning. That's like that. Oh, I saw you. So it does do it from there then. Actually, looking at it, I could do it from this way. If I do that, R2. No, get rid of that. Might as well do it as a 2. I think that would allow me to go there. Yeah. It's not going to be a 2. That's going to be a 1. But I'm not worried about that. What about if I do this? I assume. I don't know, but we'll have to work that one out. Get rid of that. That would be there. That would be there. That's the problem. I don't think you can use this to go over there. No, you can. I'll have to allow them. The problem is they can't get to this one. I'll do that, and then they will get to that one. That one then would go to there. What my plan is to power this around like that. I don't know whether it'll work. Then I can have a set of fermenter. Well, do I want to redesign this and have it like as a 2 block and a 2 block? I've got enough. This will run and do the cassavas. Let's just do that. Stuff it. Yeah. I want this in. we want it in, so I'm not worried. Let's do that, and if I want to take anything out, let's do that first. Then if I back... The reason why is I can pull power from here. Now, I'm going to assume that they are powered. You see, they don't have any nobules. But we know that this works because this is powered from this. This would not get powered if this was not transferring the power down the line. So we know that works. But I want a bit different. In other words, I want to get rid of this as well. Because this is rubbish. It's not rubbish, but you know what I mean. I think I'll have to take that out. I don't think it'll allow me to put this... Well, it might do. Again, this is all speculation and thinking. Oh, it does. Look at that. It instantly... Oh, it's quite clever then, isn't it? All them programs. My fellow... Although I did say I might move it though, didn't I? Was I going to move it? Was I going to move it? I don't know. Was I going to move it? Was I going to move it to somewhere here to be a bit more central? I don't know. I haven't decided. It's not bad, like. Mind you, saying that though, it might actually be worth blasting this out as a square. Because it's almost a square, isn't it? I mean, look at it. Well, it's a rectangle, but you know what I mean. It's almost there. It just looks a bit higgledy-piggledy. Let's... Oh, I like that word. I haven't used that word for donkeys, higgledy-piggledy. Let's just... We've got like 750 in thing. Let's just start the that way I can blast that down once it's done, and that's our rectangle. And we'll take the next rectangle, this edge here, to this edge here. So I'm going to get rid of all that because I don't really need it. Mark that as got rid of. Right, there. That's our bottom, which could be here. It only goes up like a few, doesn't it? Ah, there's a slight issue there. Do that again. I can do the bottom like that, but I can't do any of the others like that. Or I don't want to do them like that, I should say. That's the edge. We know that's the edge, so this is our edge here. We're gonna nick a little teeny bit of this. And a little bit of teeny of that. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a little bit of the other. I mean, what would make sense is you would run it right down. Well, in fact, actually, it would be here, wouldn't it? This is technically the center. But let's not even go that way. And we'll get all that in. Yeah, you see, you do lose somewhat. You do lose a patch in this, in here. Right, if that's the case, I'm wondering if I can solve that problem by doing what I said I was going to do. I'll do a couple of underwater tunnels and see if that helps there. How's this going? It's going pretty well. I mean, that's the whole point of this is doing lovely and well, actually. I'll tell you what. I'll set this up to get rid of this height because it's going to come down to that height, and that is Is that one high? Or is that perfectly fine? Is it just me? I think actually it's perfectly fine, isn't it? If I blast, no, I think I'm going to get rid of that. I don't think that is actually warranted. Carry on with that. Carry on, my son. That's a 2. That's 1. That's a 2. That might be just a 1 then. How far do I want to go? I suppose it's there. It doesn't very well. Alright, we'll get that in. Well, like I said, I'm going to make it go around. I'm not even getting all these flipping trees anyway. But I'm happy with that though. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's going to be a long, long run. If I do... Ooh, that's going to be a long run. I was thinking if I do this. Like here. I do that again. Do that again. I know it's mental oriental, as we say. We can do a 2. I think I can do a 2 over there. Yep. There we go. And we can... we can leave them under the bridge. They can walk under there. Or they can take the subway. But obviously... It's not even in line. So that might be a bit of a... Yeah, I don't really like that. That's just awful. Because I'm going to get rid of me path. No, I didn't want to. Oh, trying to delete that. That's it. Are you going to delete me path? No, you're not going to delete me path. Oh, sugar. Sugar and sweet and all that's nice. It got rid of me path. That's an annoyance. Number 9. Stay there, mate. Okay, in a minute, mate. Don't worry, mate. It's all ready, mate. Actually, I am going to do the cannons then and get rid of this. Oh, that means if I want to get rid of that, I'm going to have to get rid of that one. Oh, well. I know what you're going to say. What the? Wait, what are you doing? Just bear with me. There's always method in Pig's Madness. It doesn't make sense most of the time, but it will make sense in a minute. Right, now that's higher. Now he should be able to do that. Hey, see? Not going to stop. I know you could have a thing where you could go under it, but why not, like, do that? Because it looks cool. And they can reach it. And we'll flood this right the way down to here. And then that opens it up for everything, doesn't it? Yes, it does. I've got to admit, it would be really nice if it was in the centre, but... no. Let's not go down there. I don't want to look at that again in a few minutes. You lie to me. Oh. Right. We can do that one. They can't get to that, you see. They can get to this, but I'm going to have to blast these two on their own. And then obviously we've got the walkway to walk around then. Like that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Or that. That gives us our corridor. We obviously haven't got this corner in yet. In fact, actually, I don't think they can get that, actually. Yes, they can. If I do a pause. Well, in fact, actually, if we work this out before I even get down there, I might as well blast that down. That to me is a 2. That has to be a 2. Where's the line? The line is there. So if we take down... No, not that one. That one is an inch big. Come on. There to there. There. That'd be a 3. That'd be a 3. It doesn't matter even if it's not a 3. There. It's easier to do that than it is to when you're in there to blow the blooming thing up, isn't it? So we'll set all that up. And we'll get this going. Interesting is that. Now we've got the weather. Not. And that. So if that's on and that's that, then that would, yes, that would be in it. If this depth is on, and if this weather sensor is on, which it's not because it's in a drought, we're only doing it with the temperature, the normal cycle. This would be on. Now, automate. Which one do I do it with then? Do I do it with this? Or do I do it with the relay? Oh, and Shaggy. Scooby-Doo. Is it going to be that one? Is that what that one? No, it's 2. It's 2. This one. That would be 2. I'll turn that one on. I'll turn that one on. It looks horrendous because of where it is, but I'm not really worried too much about it. I'm just trying to get my head around it. So that's not turning it on, is it? No. But the only slight annoyance, I suppose it's not really annoyance, is that I suppose you could overdo it, couldn't you? You could even have a sensor on here to say, well, if this is on, no, the trouble is you can't have more than you can only have A and B. You can't have A, B, and C. If this is on and this is on and this is on, because you could do a depth sensor to say, well, if I'm at 80% or if I'm at 60%, turn it off. So don't take the water. You know? I don't know whether that would work, but we'll see if this works when it comes back. you know, it's worth the try, isn't it? That's the whole point. You know, we'll see. I've got 200. Why don't I just do that? Do this and do this. Did we? Yes, we did. Now I need to get this down. That's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 3. So it's a 3 as well. Before I take this one out. And then it doesn't matter. I can take these out, you see, because they can get that to the path. We're on the path. I'm now trying, because obviously we need to do... We've done an iron teeth. I was just thinking while I was making a cup of tea earlier on before I started this episode, which we're almost nearly finished, is that we're nearly... We've done it. We're on the hard mode here. We really need to do a hard mode on the folktales. And I was really thinking, I mean, we've been doing a normal one on our new playthrough with 10,000 beavers in less than 100 videos, beavers only. If you haven't seen that one, that's it's just a challenge that it's a challenge I decided to do myself for myself and see if I can do it. Which is it's on Spillage, which is one of the new maps. There's two. Well, as far as I know, there's two. There's Pressure and Spillage. Pressure's got a load of these cars, but Spillage has as well. But it's also got these drainage, the bad water drainage. Oh my word! Do they chuck bad water out? I thought they had to be connected to a bad water to work, but no, it don't have to be. Just developers just shoved it in, and it absolutely spews out bad water like there's no tomorrow. So you've got to get around that. And whether that would be a good idea on, you know, I meant Pressure on doing a Fort Tales one. I want to do a Fort Tales hard because obviously I'm doing a hard here. But maybe not on Pressure, I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Have we got this in? Well, we got some of it in. This would be able to go. And this would be able to go. Well, there's no point in me keeping this either, because that's just an island on its own. This is Billy Nomads. But we've got, I don't know, I think, what are we on? 36? We've got about another 14, 15 videos. Yeah, you know, like I said, I wish there's some things I wish I'd known to start with. Now, I am going to get rid of these, and then we got to rebuild them again. In fact, we'll leave that for the next video. And I'll show my thing on my thumbnail, which is obviously if you watch the thumbnails. Sometimes it's quite nice to look at the thumbnails. You'll see different things that you know. That you may or may not, and you can always remember you can always go to pigstv.com and press the schedule button, and it'll tell you what you've got to week, like it says at the start of the video. We should maybe have noticed, but never really maybe understood it. I just said, all right, okay, he's got a website, yeah, fine, whatever. You know, there's a bit more to it in sense of that, because I created it myself, so it'll work on your phone and that, and at least you can see what's coming. And things like that, which is unique. Nobody, as far as I'm aware, nobody else has that as a cast. Certainly my size, you know, because I'm only small. But anyway, we shall leave it there, and we will see you in the next video. Remember, these are out currently at the moment, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So we moved them around because obviously we've finished the new Diarma series as well. So we've got this twice, you know, in that week. So they overlap with the Spillage 2 days on a thing. So you get one sort of every other day, apart from Wednesday and Friday, where you get the two. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this. We will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye for now.